Hello and welcome back to your own channel. Let's talk business once again. I'm Ravi and let's start talking business. Quick recap. So in Future of Lloyd Modernization Program, we have total 15 services divided under three main categories: transactional services, full digital adaptation, and additional services. We have already talked about all these services in my previous video presentation, so I will put a link up over there so you can have a look. Now, we are going to start with full digital adaptation category, and CDR is our first topic. We will also cover the remaining topics in subsequent video presentation, but the CDR is important bit of information, so I thought to cover it first. Alright. First thing first, what is a clear-cut definition of CDR? So, a CDR is a critical transactional data set that is required at the point of bind to automate four important processes: premium validation for company and Lloyd's, claims matching for company and Lloyd's, tax calculations and validations, and regulatory reporting. Now, all these processes currently are very heavily manual dependent. Okay, so the point is to automate these processes. Now, the CDR will set the initial record in the new IPOS system, which will help to quickly reconcile the technical account versus financial account and allow funds to settle automatically without much manual intervention. So that is about the premium validation. Now, when we talk about the claims matching, the CDR will help to match the first notice of loss to the relevant policy in IPOS and ICOS systems. And that will happen automatically. And this will help to identify the claims agreement party upfront, which is an important step. Otherwise, this step is taking a lot of time in a manual world. Fourth important point is the CDR will help to validate enable tax certainty by bringing overall clarity to the process, which will further reduce the friction and the premium processing time. So it's very important, the tax calculation and the validation. Now, finally, very, very important thing, regulatory reporting. It's a Lloyd's responsibility to file all the reports and data to regulator across all the world on the behalf of market participant. Having the CDR in place will help Lloyd's to achieve the efficient regulatory reporting, which is currently a pain and very heavy again in the manual world. Is a labor-intensive work. So having a CDR in place, or rather I can say a golden record in place, will drastically speed up the business process around the placement, premium settlement, claim, while maintaining the simplicity. Why? Because you have a golden record with all the critical data set to drive the automation in almost all the aspects of the placement and claim business processes. Since we are talking about the automation, the CDR will help to reuse a lot of data which is currently being processed by XIS technician manually, which will reduce the administrative burden from the market and will help to achieve the cost reduction of doing business in London. The market is trying to save £800 million every year by reducing the cost. All right. Now, when we talk about the clarity in process, what exactly I was trying to say, the CDR will bring more clarity and transparency early in the business process, enabling businesses to understand what exactly is happening for the case and where the case is. This will speed up the overall business processes. Now, finally, common standard. Now, CDR will be using the Accord GRLC standard. I'll talk about the GRLC standard in a moment, which means that it's a market-wide standard that will help to move the data freely across system geographies without much frictions. So you're following the Accord standard. You can follow or move the data from one system to another system across market participant or across geographies. The effort is to capture 80% of the healthy data upfront to enable the automation in those four areas which we just discussed. Or data council is working on the remaining 20% data, which is complex in nature, to understand how to capture or how to handle this 20% of the data. but 80% of the data upfront with the help of IMRC version 3 will certainly help or to initiate the automation for all those 4 areas. Now quickly talk about some of the key terms revolving around the CDR. So the first thing is LMG Data Council. Now the Data Council was set up in December 2021 by LMG or London Market Group, and the core purpose of the Data Council is to drive the digitization of London market by ensuring the uses of standardized high quality data between all market participants and their client. It's the main governing body for CDR, and along with CDR, the Data Council is also ensuring the data standard as per Accord GRLC, facilitating computable contracts, taking care of APIs. Sheila Cameron, the CEO of LMA, is also heading the Data Council. The second important point is Accord GRLC and CDR. On March 2022, the Data Council agreed that Accord will be the market data standard and the CDR will align to the Accord global reinsurance and large commercial standards. So CDR is actually based on Accord GRLC standard. Clear? Now the third important point is Digital Gateway. Now the Digital Gateway will help to validate and augment the CDR and ensure the data received is fully aligned with the CDR standards before it's sent down to the downstream application for the automation purpose. The fourth important point, CDR and MRC. Now the market reform contract MRC version 3, which was previously called as the IMRC, and CDR is going hand in hand. The MRC version will capture all the required data which is required to make the core data record upfront. Remember, we are talking about the 80% data which will come from MRC version 3. CDR version 3.0 was published in March last year, 2022. CDR version 3.1.1 has now been published in February current month. CDR version 3.1.1 reflect the ongoing work with Accord and changes made in the market reform contract version 3. Alright. Well, that's all from today's presentation. I hope you have gained some knowledge. My effort is to bring more clarity around the FAL. So if you have any question around this, please feel free to send me emails. See, I cannot reply all the emails. Sometimes it is too mind-boggling and too much to reply all the emails. But I will certainly respond to the email which is close to this topic which I have just covered. Thank you and take very good care of yourself. Bye-bye.